I gave him my kidney. He gave me poison. My name is Chioma, and I never thought that in my life I would love someone this much. I met Jude in my 3rd year at the university, and since then, I've been head over heels in love with him. At first, I was the one chasing him around, acting like a fool for love. But then one day, something changed. Jude's character softened toward me. To my greatest surprise, he started treating me better than ever and eventually proposed to me. I was overjoyed. I thought he truly loved me. One day, Jude and I went to visit his mother. In the middle of our visit, Jude suddenly collapsed. He was coughing out blood, and we rushed him immediately to the hospital. I panicked. Mama panicked too. What could be wrong with him? I kept asking myself. Moments later, the doctor came out with a heavy look on his face. He told us that Jude had kidney failure and needed a donor immediately. The donor fee, he added, was very expensive. That night, I could not sleep. I kept tossing and turning on my bed, thinking of where I could possibly find the money to save Jude's life. The following morning, Jude's mother appeared at my doorstep. I was shocked to see her that early. Her face was swollen and red from tears. "Mama, please come inside. Have you been crying?" I asked with concern, helping her in. "My daughter, please help my son. I don't want to lose him. He's my only child. We don't have money to get a kidney donor for him. Please help a poor widow like me," she begged, going down on her knees. At first, I didn't fully understand what she was asking me to do until she finally voiced it out. "Please, be the donor. I beg you. Don't worry. You're already my daughter-in-law. I promise you that if you do this one thing for me, I'll make sure that Jude marries you into our family." Her words pierced through me and sunk deep into my heart. That night, again, sleep abandoned me. I drowned in thoughts, hearing her voice replay over and over in my head. Before dawn, I had made my decision. I was going to donate one of my kidneys to Jude. The next morning, I went straight to the hospital. I told the doctor and Jude's mother about my decision. Mama was so overwhelmed that she fell on her knees, thanking me and showering me with prayers. For the first time, I felt proud of myself. Without wasting time, the tests were carried out, and soon one of my kidneys was removed and transplanted into Jude. A few days later, Jude's condition improved. I was discharged after 5 days, and a week later, Jude was discharged as well. He couldn't stop thanking me that day. For that 1 week after the surgery, he made me feel like the most special woman alive. He took me on dates, spoiled me with gifts, and treated me like a queen. But soon, everything changed. After that week, Jude's attitude shifted again. He no longer called the way he used to. Sometimes, whenever I dialed his number, his phone was switched off. One day, I decided to visit him in his apartment. I knocked and waited a long time before he finally opened the door. He stood there with his shirt half open, looking at me with cold eyes. "What are you doing here?" he asked flatly. He didn't even smile at me, though I smiled and hugged him. "What do you mean, what am I doing here? Is this not my fiancé's house? I thought something happened to you, Jude. You scared me. Your phone has been switched off all this time." Say, "Oh." He only pulled away from my hug and muttered a dull, "Oh." Then he told me he was very busy and would appreciate it if I left because he had some projects to work on. I accepted his explanation because Jude was one of the most brilliant students in our department. It was one of the reasons every girl wanted him. I smiled and left. The following day, I went back again. It became a routine until one day, something unusual happened. That day, when I got to his house, he greeted me with a smile, but it was the kind that never touched his eyes. Then, for the first time ever, he offered me a drink. I collected it, smiling, thinking he was finally warming up to me. Little did I know that death was already hovering around me. I drank the entire content in the glass. Afterwards, Jude simply told me to leave, saying he wanted to concentrate on his work. I accepted his excuse because Jude was one of the most brilliant students in our department. It was one of the reasons every girl wanted him. I smiled and left. But inside the cab, a strange discomfort began to swell in my stomach. At first, I thought it was just bloating, but as the journey continued, the pain grew sharper and more unbearable with every turn of the road. By the time I got to my apartment, I couldn't endure it any longer. I collapsed on the floor, clutching my stomach, crying out in agony and coughing up blood.